Alright, here's how to get the most out of the SkiErg. So if you haven't watched the RowErg video yet, please go and watch that first, especially the section on the monitor, because all of the principles within that also apply to this. With the SkiErg, the monitor or the stroke rate is slightly different. So you'll have 24 to 32 over here on the SkiErg. You probably want to be somewhere in the 40s consistently on the SkiErg. Again, more effort into each stroke rather than just doing more strokes. One really important thing to remember is that this was designed to help cross-country skiers get fitter. So it makes sense that the best technique and the most efficient technique is going to be one that cross-country skiers use and utilize in their sport. That means one very important thing: you stay in something approaching straight lines. You don't swing your arms out wide like a butterfly. It's the #1 mistake we see people doing, and it's something that gets taught really incorrectly to a lot of people. So just because you've been on a SkiErg before, don't assume you know what's going on, and just because you've had someone show you what to do, don't assume they know what they were doing either, because if they showed you how to do this with big wide arms, they're wrong. So here's the best way to think about it. Like rowing, it has a catch, a drive, and a recovery, except it's slightly different for the SkiErg. For the SkiErg, the catch is up high, the drive is down, and the recovery is back up again. For rowing, the catch is in at the machine, the drive is into the chest, and the recovery is back into the machine again. So when it comes to the SkiErg, I like to think about it as just smashing a ball into the ground. So you start up high, you throw a ball down as hard as possible. Now, if you were trying to throw a ball into the floor, you wouldn't lean back here and smash it all the way down here, because it's just extremely inefficient. You'd start up high, you'd smash it down and stamp as you go. And it's the exact same position on the SkiErg that you're looking to find. Before you do any of that, let's get the setup right. The best way to think about it is an arm's length from the machine. So put your middle finger on the machine and see where that takes you. Once you get that done, bring your toes out against the supports, and then you're going to grab the handles. So the thick, it's like a duck's bill. So like the bill goes into the base of your hand because it provides support on the downstroke. And again, you're going to start to pull. You're going to throw the ball into the floor and recover. So the hands come down to approximately mid-thigh level each time. Somewhere between mid-thigh and pocket is about perfect on this. You don't need to kick your arms back like you're doing a tricep extension. It's wasted movement. It doesn't get you any further, any faster. So in real time, it'll look something like this. Coming up and down off the toes or the heels, coming up and down off the heels, you can do it if you want. On longer pieces, I generally won't, but if I'm going for power, usually up high, usually stamp down. Again, the same idea applies as the RowErg. You don't go faster by doing more strokes, you do go faster by applying more power. So in real time, using the same stroke rate, it looks something like this. We'll go 5 easy, 5 hard. You can't see the numbers on the screen, but the 500 meter pace changed from about 2 minutes and 20 seconds down to somewhere between 138 and 145, simply based off stroke power. So again, stroke power over everything else, stroke rate somewhere around the 40s as a target number. This damper setting, similar to what's on the RowErg, 6 or 7, again going higher with the damper doesn't make it any more difficult, it just affects how efficient and how smooth you can be. It's a great bit of equipment. It can be challenging to get your head around it to start, but once you get into a rhythm with it, it's beautiful and it feels very, very natural.